Welcome to another episode of the Acts of God's Captive into Call of the Captive Diary, episode 10, finale. Season finale. Written by Precious Chinwe Obialor-Ukazim. Alright, so let's continue from where we stopped in the last episode. So Unemeka wrote all the exams in 1 week, with Professor Anita's secretary and another lecturer supervising everything. After the exams, Unemeka went to thank her for standing up for him and giving him the opportunity to rewrite those exams. As he entered Professor Anita's office, he was greeted with a warm smile. Ah, Unemeka, congratulations on finishing your exams. I hope it went well. Professor Anita asked, and Onemeka smiled, feeling a mix of relief and gratitude. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I came to thank you for helping me to get the chance to rewrite those exams. I really appreciate it, ma'am, he said with a warm smile, and Professor Anita leaned forward, her eyes twinkling with kindness. You're welcome, Onemeka. But I must say you should be more vocal next time and speak up before things get so bad. My son David was the one who first brought the matter to my attention. I wouldn't have known if he didn't mention your struggles to me. Unemeka's eyes widened in surprise. David? I didn't even know that. Sorry. Professor Anita nodded, a proud smile on her face when she saw the shock on his face. Yes, David told me what happened and I am happy to help. I encourage you to always speak up whenever you notice any form of injustice or neglect towards your studies. Remember, you and every single student in this school always have a voice. Always have a voice. Don't be afraid to speak up when you need help. When you need help, or when you see something that's not right, and know that you will always have my support. She told him, and Unemeka nodded, feeling a sense of gratitude and appreciation wash over him. He realized that sometimes it's the smallest acts of kindness and courage that can make a big difference in someone's life. He owed David a call of appreciation. He didn't need to think far to connect the dots. Junior must have told everything he discussed with him with Uma Sinachi, and she must have told it to David. It felt embarrassing, but he was grateful anyways. As Unemeka walked out of Professor Anita's office, he was lost in thought, replaying the conversation in his mind. He was grateful for the opportunity to rewrite the exams and was feeling relieved that it was all over. Just then he heard a familiar voice calling out to him. Brother Unemeka, hold on a minute. It was the fellowship president, a warm smile on his face. Unemeka turned around and greeted him, wondering what the president wanted. Good morning, sir. The president nodded, his eyes serious. Can I have a moment of your time? He asked, and Unemeka nodded politely. Thank you very much, brother, the president said, looking relieved. I've been meaning to speak with you for quite a long time now. But a lot of things kept coming up and I kept procrastinating. But I think this is the appropriate time. I hope you're not in a hurry. He asked, and Unemeka shook his head, curious about what the president wanted to talk about. No, I'm not in a hurry, he replied calmly, and the president smiled, looking pleased. Oh, great. So, can we sit and talk? He asked, and Unemeka agreed. They walked to a nearby serene spot and sat under a shady tree. The president leaned forward, his eyes searching Emeka's face. Brother Nemeka, I wanted to talk to you about something. He began, his voice gentle. You were the leader of that worship team that made waves here on campus some time ago, weren't you? The one that moved to this campus about 2 years ago, he said, trying to be diplomatic in his usage of words. And Nemeka nodded, a hint of sadness creeping into his eyes. Yes, I was, he replied. The president nodded, his expression understanding. Please pardon me for intruding. I mean no, but I've heard a lot of rumors about what happened, and I wanted to hear your side of the story. People said it was your proud and rude attitude that scattered the team and all of that, but I know there is more to that. I hope you don't mind sharing. He requested, and Onemeka took a deep breath, feeling a sense of vulnerability. wash over him as he decided to be honest to share his heart with the president. Well, I don't have much to say, but I feel God wanted my attention, he began, his voice barely above a whisper. The worship ministry was getting big and I was getting comfortable. I think God took it away to draw my attention just like he did with Moses in the Bible. The president's eyes widened in surprise and he nodded encouragingly. Go on, brother. Nemeka continued sharing his heart and the president listened intently, his expression thoughtful. Yeah, the way it all ended is painful, Nemeka said, his voice laced with a mix of sadness and gratitude. I mean, the desertion, the shame, the lies, and what seems like betrayals, the hurt. But in all, I am grateful that all of those things drew me closer to God, even though the devil wanted to use them to pull me away. Onemeka was talking, and the president listened intently, his eyes fixed on Onemeka's face, taking in every word. He was struck by Onemeka's humility and depth of wisdom, wondering why he had never taken the time to get to know him better. Just like others, he had also judged Onemeka wrongly in the past, assuming he was aloof and had avoided him as a result. But as he listened to him talk, his heart was filled with regret and admiration. He realized that he had missed out on an opportunity to learn from Onemeka, to tap into his wisdom and experience. He was impressed by Onemeka's ability to find gratitude in the midst of pain and betrayal, to see the hand of God in it all. The president's expression was contemplative, his eyes never leaving Enemika's face. He was processing his own thoughts and feelings, grappling with the realization that he had misjudged someone who seemed to have a deeper understanding of God's ways. When Emeka continued to share his heart, his words flowing from a place of vulnerability and authenticity. The president listened, entrenched, his spirit resonating with Unemeka's. He knew that this conversation was a turning point, a moment of reckoning, and he was grateful he was getting to know him on a close personal level. Wow. So sometimes you need to get closer for you to know someone. Before, like, should we call it judging from afar? So sometimes if you don't go closer, you might not really know the person. Apart from maybe that's just the person's character. But assuming a person's character is somehow not nice. Anyway, see you guys in the next episode. Have a beautiful and great day. God bless you. Bye bye.